Hi student, good day. Today we are starting with the chapter 4, Kaplan, Strategic Business Leader. Performance analysis we are going to do. In this chapter, our learning objective, we will assess the organization performance and position by appropriate performance management techniques, and we'll see what are the key performance indicators, and apply the Barrage model for a world-class organization to achieve and maintain the business performance excellence. This is a US award they gave to the top performer in business communities. So here are the performance analysis detail. The quantitative analysis on the number basis of the number, the financial data is information is given. So then there is a financial analysis of this all like a ratio analysis, and you make some 4 or 5 ratio analysis of that given information. Then you conclude and give them analysis of your findings. Benchmark. The benchmark is the other company's performance, the similar industry norms. So if the other company is performing like a restaurant business performing, their food cost is a 40%, and this is a benchmark. The other businesses also, food business is also having a food cost at the 40%. This is example of benchmark, and Barrage we will discuss in detail in this chapter. Quantitative analysis is a table and the data in order to provide some of the information. This is needed in the according to the scenario details. This is example of scenario. There's mentioned this type of data is given in your exam question. So we will see detail in our revision classes how it is getting solved and how to make all these notes. Financial statements are also already there. Ratio analysis, key ratios analysis you have to do, and there is no formula required or calculation required. But you have to be good in explanation. So what is if any fluctuation in the ratio, what is the reason? So business reasons you have to find out. Focus on cause and the changes. Explanation of financial statement, analysis techniques. What are their organization story is there. Organization, whatever performance is going on in the organization, you have to discuss those analysis, and try to involve with the pastel analysis also for the Porter 5 forces. Ratio analysis, as we discussed already. These are the examiner points. Examiner will often provide 4 or 5 years worth of information in the scenario in the exam question. However, in order to get the key measures for the company story, we do not need to calculate the ratio for every year. So mean 1 year ratio analysis, then you make a comparison, and then you just make a commentary on it. So this is all your previous experience in F7. And performance management F9 also, and then if you have done SBR, so that is marvelous, and that will be added benefit for you. So you can put your full information, full knowledge, experience. This ratio analysis are also discussed over here. So this is the same ratio analysis, same formula, same thing, but nothing needed to mention there this detail, but you have to good in interpretation. Gearing ratios, investor ratios, what are these intercompany comparison. This is also a common. So the comparative analysis, one company and another company. So you discuss their performance, different accounting methods with which they used, and industry figure may be biased. So they what are the reasons for behind these things? The company within the industry sample may span across more than one industry. Non-financial performance. What are the non-financial performance? mean those performance which are not number based, which are performance based, like a critical success factor. And what are the CSF critical success factor with the key performance indicator? How this is competitiveness, how the competitiveness in the sales growth, and then measure the customer base, their customer footfall, or customer buying behavior, relative market, and the position. Resources utilization, how efficiently companies are utilizing their resources, and how much saving they are doing, and how beneficial those resources for the company. Efficiency measurement of the resources planned against consumed, measurement of resources available against those used. So these all comparison, but it all depend if their database is available, information, past information is available, then only customer satisfaction. This is again the same example of you know, whenever you receive a call from the system generated, they said it is for quality purpose, it will be recorded. So they just for the customer satisfaction purpose. If they need a training or they need a improvement in any area, they just train their staff. Number of factory and non-factory manager visits to the customer. Quality of work life, days of absence, labor turnover, overtime. These are normal points which students you need to know, and as a SBL level. Then these key KPIs for responsiveness, lead time, then quality of output. How this is, these are easy based students. You just go through and you will understand. So problem with the non-financial performance indicator. So I mean how commonplace, but it is not without problems. Setting up and operating system involving wide range of performance. There is no clear set of NFP. Of course, this is not a set rules and regulation or a design. This is the reason companies are doing taking into ISO certifications. So this is a purpose of same purpose of performance to improve, and just to give incentives to the employees who abide by their rules and regulation. Using key performance indicator in scenario. Student, in scenario, this is the main important thing you have to understand. If you understand this area, so you are done with all future explanation and your presentation in the scenario and the answer sheet, how you make a good presentation. It will be important to react in the data in the same way that you would react to the data of the presented in table or financial statement, that to interpret what they are trying to tell you, and like to do to that analysis for organization position. So company's position, you have to discuss whatever data you obtain from the question. So do you use those figures, and in your answer sheet, bring those amounts, bring those reference only, not your knowledge book knowledge. Bring link your all answer with the scenario, and you gain very good marks. If you just put your writings and your knowledge, they don't need. They need to answer it related with the question paper. Benchmarking. So as we said, discussed earlier, benchmarking is a normal set by other companies. Like I gave you example of a food chain. This is similar way example of account receivable, account payable. Benchmarking, types of benchmarking, it can be internal, competitive industry like Pepsi and Coke, functional activity, generic means if some information is not available from the same industry, so you can use a generic purpose. This is the example of a generic. Competitive benchmarking, internal benchmarking. It's well explained over here. Here is a generic explanation for their the data for other industries. So they just took a generic example of this volcano crusts, and this process was used as a benchmark. So they use the volcano crust data for the purpose of this their tunnel. You go through this scenario, so you will understand what they are asking and what they are, how they are explaining you. This is easy example, but meaning to say that in other generic benchmarks, so there is no data available for, but the similar like industry, they take that information and use it for their benchmark purpose. Benefits and danger of benchmarking. Benchmarking benefits a creative process of change, target of motive and improve operations, and increased rate of organizational learning. Benchmark given bring the new ideas into company. But dangerous, manager may learn to direct uh, attention at what gets benchmark rather than what is important strategically. Benchmark does not always reveal reason of good and poor performance. Of course, benchmark it varies from company to company and their own internal benefits they have to see. Then a scorecard is another strategy, which is also a favorite of examiner. It is for your information, student. The 20% of your syllabus is tested every time. So very careful. Don't select anything. It is, but just see if it is the last year. It was our last attempt. It was tested. So there are unlikely chances are there. But the overall 20% of syllabus they have to attest your knowledge, understanding, and experience. So see how long it doesn't appear in the examination like balanced scorecard or any other strategy. So you just wait for it and just uh, memorize it. This is easy strategy. Balanced scorecard was designed by Kaplan and Norton. So they are different perspective they have allocated, like a financial perspective and the customer perspective, then innovation perspective, and internal business process perspective. These perspective they have highlighted where the consideration of whether the organization achieving its financial targets and meeting the needs of shareholder. This is a financial perspective. Customer perspective, the customer point of view determine whether the organization is meeting customer needs, so whether they are producing according to customer requirement. Innovation is there, whether organization is continuing to improving and developing, like a IT, like computer, or if they are not coping with the innovation, so they may be out of market. Example of Nokia. Internal business process perspective, this consider whether the organization process is efficient as well as whether employees are satisfied with and motivated. So these all perspective, whatever strategy you see, this is I explain to you guys very in easy manner, and just to move you forward to apply it in the scenario or in the examination or even in the practically when you reach your dream job or your desired job. Definitely you have a good opportunity to explore your experience of all these CA learnings, ACCA learnings. The Baldrige Performance Excellence. This is in the name of Malcolm Baldrige, as a measuring of the rewarding these organizations that they perform better than their competitors. Baldrige developed a criteria of performance excellence in the belief that organization that incorporate their organization practices can expect to achieve performance superior to their competitors. Okay, the Barre said the leadership, how organization leadership guide, governs and sustain the strategy, what ability of the successful plan, develop and implement strategy, how successfully they are good in the implementation. Customer success is building and sustaining strong, lasting relationship with the customer. Workforce, organization enable empower its workforce to achieve organizational goal. Operations, their operations, how efficient they are and their effectiveness is available and organization process is going well and improve the meeting strategic needs. Results, the main thing, output of the company, results, performance improvement, organizational relative to competitors in the categories of model measurement, the analysis and the knowledge measurement, how data is stored, managed, analysis, and used within the organization. These strategies are very well explained in further detail are there. So you can read it again. It's relating to Balraj strategy, how it is. They have explained it further for workforce, for customer, for very well explained. What are their results, their outcome, their measurement analysis. So these are very just memorize, just look at these strategies and review it oftenly. It will definitely, it will helpful for you. The key point, SBL article in ACCA study support resources assessing organizational performance. So they have organizational performance, you can apply this strategy. So this is the chapter summary, students. The performance analysis is depending on these 4 areas: quantitative analysis, financial analysis, benchmarking, Balraj. Absolutely, you are done with the performance of analysis. And in the exam point of view, it is very easy. Very just if you revise it in 1, 2, 3 times, definitely you are done with this thing. Thank you very much. Chapter 4 is over. See you next in the chapter 5.